it's extremely important. Yes, can we have a good round of applause for her once again? Thank you so much. Right? So it's extremely important that you let the guests know about the VP membership. Doesn't matter if you're speaking about it every given point in time, but it's extremely important. Once you're done with that, once you come back, of course, you call upon the general evaluator. Once again, the general evaluator takes care of the entire evaluation session. Then you come back again and then you close. You give your closing remark. Now remember, there are two most important remarks that as a Toastmaster that you need to have. Number one, your opening remark, and the latter would be your closing remark, just like the president. Right? In your opening remark, ensure that your remark is absolutely different from that of a president. You don't want to go ahead and speak the same topic or the same theme related story. For example, talking about a sports person from Olympics and observation. So the president speaks about the same, the sergeant speaks about the same, the MC speaks about the same, and the audience goes to sleep. Right? So you would rather have something different. The sergeant speaks something different, the president is different, and the MC is different. Right? So a different story. Predominantly what I have seen, what the president did today, speaking about Toastmasters as a whole, that's the MC's role. I'm not sure how does that work in this club. Maybe if it is required, the president can focus a lot more on the story in itself with the theme, and the Toastmaster can take the letter forward, introducing what Toastmaster is, the three different segments of the session for the day, which is nothing but your prepared speech, the topics, and for that matter the evaluation, and give an overview: who started it, where did it start, why are we here, what's our objective of having this particular meeting. That will enable the guests also to feel comfortable, get to understand more about the club. And at the end, when you're talking about the closing remark, well, ask the guests for feedback. Right? Again, it's done differently in different clubs. Certain clubs ensure that the president basically asks the guests for feedback, and certain clubs make sure that the MCs ask for the feedback. But yes, from an overall perspective, I completely believe that content is extremely important. Build a lot on the content. Understand what goes into the opening, body, and conclusion. Organize the entire content. Have a good plot. Have some surprise, suspense implemented in your story. It's extremely important. Build on your voice. Build on the pause, right? And overall, just ensure that you make and uplift the mood of the audience. That's extremely important, right? Now, I spoke about all of these things, okay, and these are not new. Okay, these are absolutely not new. This is not revolutionary. You didn't need me to come here and speak to you about these things. So, what was that different that you wanted to know? Right? I'll take your question. Hold on for a second. So what is that different that you wanted to know? Well, you didn't have to know anything different at all. Right? There are two kinds of things when we speak about impact per se. It's a lot to do with impressions that we leave. When we leave impressions, the different impressions that what we have, what we've created, creates an impact as a whole, right? And the only way we can create impressions, of course, as I said earlier, it's about preparation. Now we know what we need to do. Well, let's do that. That's the only difference, is what I see. So when you know that you got to do X, you rather do that. And when you know what you have to do, and when you don't do it, it simply means that you don't know about it, right? That's the hallmark. Now, how do you improve? Well, a simple example for that would be practice, practice, and practice once again, right? It's more stage time that you take. I was not born orator. I have never been a great speaker. I'm still attempting to be a great speaker. Every single time when I come up on the stage, there are a couple of things that I tell myself, hey, you know what, I could have done definitely better with X, X, and X. So ask yourself, whenever you take up the TMOD, ask yourself what are the different things that you can do better and improve. Take up more roles. TMOD is good when you know the basics of your competent communicator manual. If you're good with 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, you're good as a TMOD. If you know how to organize your speech, if you know how to get to the point, if you know how to play with words, if you know how to use your body appropriately along with your voice, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, TMOD as a whole becomes better for you. And hey, it's Warren Buffett didn't become a millionaire, billionaire overnight, right? It does take time. So don't feel bad, don't get bogged down if you're not been doing well once or twice. It's absolutely fine. Keep coming up, keep practicing, keep being an MC, and I'm sure you're going to do great. Yes, open for questions.
Yes, being an effective TMOD, practice is very important. I agree with that.
Yes.
But with practice on acting according to situation is also important for a TMOD.
Correct.
Let's suppose a speaker gives a speech. What if that speech doesn't connect me?
Okay.
So I have to make him comfortable.
Right.
Tell the great things about his speech and make him feel positive.
Correct.
So what if his speech is not connecting me?
Right.
I'm not feeling that any positivity from his speech.
Correct.
So how to appreciate him at that point of time?
Correct. Right. It's very important. Do you believe that there is an appreciation required every time?
No, but
There's not a requirement.
But yes, being a TMOD, taking a responsibility of
Appreciating
handling,
others
yes,
is because I
appreciating.
spoke about it.
For being a TMOD, appreciation is important.
It's
Yes.
important, right? Great. So here's how it works, right? So there are two folds to it. The first part of the question, you said that preparation is extremely important, but what happens at situations when I do not know what's going to happen? Let me give you my experience at the conference which recently happened in Coronation, right? It was phenomenal, big stage. We know what exactly we need to do on stage. We are prepared. And that's the best, right? So that's what I keep telling people, when you know what you have to do and you're extremely good at it, you will be good at it. So there is nothing great about it. Your greatness is actually understood at times when situations are thrown across to you where you don't know what to do and you still overcome those situations, and that's how you become great MC. And Coronation 2017 was all about that for me. We were prepared, 3 MCs on the stage, and there were a couple of hiccups which was out of our control. That allowed us to become better. Now, how did we become better there at that point in time? Well, we prepared ourselves for the unpreparedness. Right? We prepared ourselves for the unpreparedness. Now, we need to, for example, let's say there are 4 speakers here, and speaker number 2 and 3 are not here. What would you do at that point in time? Can you prepare yourself what comes next? Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. It was a fantastic speech. We know for a fact that the speaker number 2 and 3 are supposed to come in here, but nothing to worry, the best takes time. And you know what, they will be here and you will be able to listen to the best of the speeches. But before we move into that category, let's move ahead with the table topics. Now, you need to know how to speak off the cuff as well. And speaking off the cuff also requires a lot of preparation. So the more you're prepared for the unpreparedness, you become better there, right? And how do you become better with unpreparedness? Well, take up 2 or 3 different emotions. One, for example, showcasing gratitude. Let's say, for example, there is all of a sudden you find an area director or a division director walks in. Is the